Over the past few seasons, we've seen a lot of new faces emerge here at Club and Angle, looking for a bigger start to their careers, particularly in the training centre. One young fella joining that particular list is James McPherson, and I caught up with him during his commitment to Club and Angle today. Well, James, good to catch up with you. As I mentioned, another new face here at Club and Angle. How are you finding the experience so far?
Yeah, no, it's good so far. It's a bit different from what I'm used to being back home, being sort of from the bush, but I'm enjoying it so far.
You've come through the harness racing ranks via not the traditional way as far as all the young up-and-comers. Your father had to get coaxed into the industry.
Yeah, sort of a little bit like that. I've sort of been in it for like a fair bit of my life, but sort of started from Dad and then sort of worked through to me and my sister Brooke, and yeah, we've sort of stuck in it for life now, I reckon.
So how did your father Scott become involved?
When he was in school, just a few of his mates and that, they used to go to school across the road from the Albury Showgrounds, and used to go over there and help out a few little stables and that when they had a spare chance, and yeah, sort of just got the bug from then.
Yeah, the McPherson's name has since grown into one of the respected names in the Riverina area, in particular, as you mentioned, Brooke, also your uncle Chris.
Yeah, they've both sort of got their trainer's licence, and Chris, he only works a small little team. He only has one or two at a time, but Brooke, her numbers are growing a fair bit lately, and yeah, she's doing a real good job at the moment. Her team's flying.
Yeah, we're going to get on to Brooke later because she's got a very big chance here at Club and Angle on Saturday night. Did you get involved in the pony trots?
Yeah, I did actually. My nan, she used to run the pony trots in Victoria for a fair while, so every school holidays we used to go down there for the whole time and do that the whole school holidays. It was a struggle for Mum to get us home from up there because we just loved it that much.
You mentioned the transition from being raised in the country to now being involved in one of the biggest and most busiest harness racing environments. The hustle and bustle compared to back home, are you happy with that?
Yeah, I sort of like it. I used to always love coming to the city and that, just for a bit different. Back Albury's a pretty small little town and everything's pretty quiet, so now I like it. There's always something to do and everything's always just a bit busier.
And of course, being from the bush, no doubt you were involved in rugby league?
Yeah, played that since I was like 5, I reckon, till I was 18, and then sort of transitioned from just sort of playing rugby league and then just focused more on horses.
Who'd you play with?
I played for the Albury Thunder the whole time, so just played with the one team that whole time.
And who do you support now?
Follow the Roosters. They might be bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, but follow them.
Well, James, you've made the move to Club and Angle and you've been able to link up with now Inter Dominion winning trainer Jason Grimson. How did that all come about?
I just sort of knew of Jason a little bit just because he's from Young, so it's just sort of part of the Riverina, and knew of him a little bit. And then I was coming up here, I had a few horses race up here. I had Stravinsky and Rocky Creed. I used to bring up here a fair few Saturdays. And then I just sort of, Jason approached me and asked me to want a job, and I always had the ambition to come up here when the time was right. And then when he asked me, I felt the time was right, so I made the move up here and haven't looked back.
James, you certainly had a good background behind you. You had over 70 winners and 20 as a trainer as well.
Yep, I had a good start in my career. I was sort of utilised my claim a fair bit around the Riverina, which was good. I was sort of getting put on the better horses in the races, which made my job a little bit easier. And I haven't had my trainer's licence that long. I reckon I've only had probably 120 starters or something like that. So I haven't been going too bad so far, and hopefully it continues.
James, being involved in this magnificent training complex, it's certainly going to give you every chance to hone your skills as a trainer.
Yeah, it is. It's second to none here. It's unreal. You got everything right at your doorstep here, and it's been a real plus.
You mentioned Stravinsky, a very talented performer now with Jack Trainer. The McPherson family certainly involved with this particular horse.
Yeah, we sort of Dad bred him, and then I was being lucky enough to be able to get a half share in him when he was sort of coming through, and he done a real good job with us. And then when I brought him up here, we gave him a fair few starts. I gave him 6 or 7, I reckon, and then Jack drove him a couple of times and liked him, and then a couple of his owners were interested, and then they purchased him off us.
Your Uncle Chris certainly gave the McPherson family plenty to cheer about taking out the Group 1 Riverina Championship back in May 2020 with Rocky Creed.
Yeah, no, that was unreal actually. He's done a unreal job for the family, that horse. He's probably sort of life-changing really. Good prize money and everything like that, but that was an unreal day.
You've got a very consistent performer going around under your care at the moment, certainly due for a win, Nitro Lad.
Yeah, he's actually been a good little buy. Purchased him off Leon probably 4 weeks ago, I reckon, and he hasn't come out of the placings yet since I've had him. He's doing a great job. He's a good little money earner.
Talking about good little money earners, the Lounzer.
Yeah, no, she's a nice little filly. She's got a few little screw looses, but I think she'll come good with time. I do like her a fair bit actually. I think she'll turn into a real nice mare.
Is Brooks doing a wonderful job?
Yeah, Brookie's doing a real good job at the moment actually. They're sort of transition, they bought a new property and everything, and sort of they're transitioning into training out of that, and I think they're doing an unreal job at the moment.
She's enjoying a lot of success, James. Can she continue that success at Club Menangle on Saturday night in the Menangle Country Club Championship with Tungsten Terror? Has won his past two in good fashion.
Yeah, I think she can. He should be pretty hard to beat, I reckon. He's just got all the right... He used to race here. He's got all the right racing manners to be able to be successful at Menangle. His last two wins have been pretty impressive at Wagga. Yeah, she's got the draw to lead, and I think he should be hard to beat.
Pretty handy driver jumps on board by the name of Jack Trainer.
Yeah, no, that was a good little booking. I shouted Jack Painting couldn't come up here and take the drive on him, but I think he has COVID, so that's no good. But yeah, it was good to get Jack. He's drove him before, so he knows, because he can be a little bit of a handful. But no, it's good to get Jack.
James, only 21, still a long way to go before you sort out your training and driving career, but is there a preference?
Sort of not a preference at the moment. I sort of like doing both. I sort of want to do a little bit more driving while I'm up here. I haven't sort of done as much as I'd like to since I moved up here, but I do really like the training side of things.
Well, Jake, we look forward to your career continuing to unfold here at Club Menangle. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.